What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's been kind of a crazy weekend, but I got some news for you. We'll cover that today. So I'll wait for a few people to get on here. We'll talk for a few minutes on just where things are at as people load up. But I've been out of town for a couple of weeks. Had the privilege of going out to the East Coast and visiting. So I was hoping to film some more videos out there and get some stuff done, but I wasn't able to really do too much of that. So unfortunately, I've got to film a bunch of stuff later today and tomorrow to get some more videos up for you guys. But Azure Blue came in earlier. He saw the thumbnail and mentioned run. So today we are going to talk about what has just happened over this weekend. Let me make sure my audio is coming in right here. All right, we're going to move it over to the Yeti here. So this guy, hopefully you guys can hear better from this. Let me know if you can't hear me though. All right, so we've got, I know Magnum Pap was asking for a quick live stream today. I've got a couple appointments that will be coming up, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go for. But today we're going to do a lot of Q&A. I just want to get your guys' feel on where the market's at. Some of you may have stocks, you may have crypto, you may be concerned about those things. Most of you are going to have silver, some of you will have gold, and you're probably trying to figure out what's going on. So this is also a, yeah, I guess it's still a Yeti, but it's not the same as the cooler. Parker has those. Almost? Yeah. Great. I may have to cut this really short. We're having a problem with plumbing at my house where water's running somewhere and we can't find it. All the faucets are turned off. There's no water that I can tell leaving the property anywhere, but we have no water pressure upstairs. So we'll see what happens. All right. So real quick, to answer the question of the thumbnail, buy, sell, hold, I'm actually doing all three of them and I'm doing them in different ways. So I've got my YouTube store, my eBay store. I just sold this. This is a really cool gold coin. This is the Chechen lion. And I forget which year this one is. 2022. So this is a really cool, I think it was the best year that they had that. And I sold that for $2,800 plus shipping. And it's a great coin. So when I find people that are looking for coins that I buy a lot lower and I can sell them a lot higher than spot, I will move those. It helps me grow my stack a little bit at a time. So I sold that. I did sell crypto I had a few days ago, and I did rebuy a little bit today. I don't do very much of it. I'm not an expert in it. Definitely don't follow my lead on that. I really just hold it for more of like an emergency SHTF as another alternative with a little bit of money in it. One of these days I may take some more time to understand how to trade it a little bit better. I do understand how it works, understand the premise of it, but it is so volatile. It gets very tricky to trade it unless you have a lot of time to deal with it. So when you're dealing with markets and currencies and debt, all the things that are going on right now, you're going to see markets move, but this is not the SHTF, guys. This is a little bit of a correction. Okay, give me 1 second. I got to plug this computer in real fast. All right, there we go. So I will have to run in a minute to go fix the pipe, but I wanted to address you guys real quick. So anyway, do you guys have any questions? Do you know what just happened? Are you familiar with the Japanese yen and the situation that they've been in? Are you guys familiar with what happened to the crypto market? You're going to see Bitcoin, especially when the stock market is closed over the weekend, you're going to see Bitcoin lead it's a risk asset still. I know a lot of people say it's a risk off and a store of value. It continues to prove that it is not. The fact that it took a massive dive tells us that it's not. But it'll usually lead the market. So we already knew as of last night that the market was going to open up lower today. What is curious too is you saw gold and silver sell off as well. So I'm going to be looking to buy some more silver today myself. It's at a good price. Um, and it may go down a little bit lower over the next couple days as well. So, a couple things I want to tell you guys that just reiterate that I've said in the past. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. I can tell you what I'm doing. I continue to have cash on hand. I continue to have cash in the bank. I don't keep too much in the bank, but I do have some in the bank at the moment. And I like to have, silver, especially for times where you may need to barter with it. I don't think we're going into a bartering economy, but I think you can use that from time to time to barter. I've done it a few times for doctor's visits and other repairs. Um, and it is something that can be used as money down the road as well. It's also really, really undervalued at the moment too, so it has huge potential upside, but it's also very volatile. It's probably one of my worst investments over the last decade has been buying silver. It's just kind of sat there; it hasn't done a whole lot. So I don't buy silver particularly for an investment. I buy it more to kind of hedge other things as well as the potential upside. So it's more of a long term hold. Gold, I bought some over the weekend. I wanted to get some more fractional, so I did that, and I'll be looking to probably sell some of my larger gold coins to move out of those. I think it's going to be a little easier in the future to do transactions with fractional, even though it does have a higher premium, just due to the fact that we're going up. There's a lot of talk of $3,000 gold price. So if we hit that, I think it's going to make it a little harder for some people to buy 1 ounce coins at a time. And so fractional is going to become more relevant. The other thing that I wanted to just throw out there is, what are you guys doing? Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you holding? Are you freaking out? What's happening for you guys out there? So let me know in the comments here. I'd like to know what you guys are thinking. So we've got Sean. He's holding out for a few days to see how it goes before he does anything. I think that's a smart move. Most of my transactions that I just described, buying some gold and also selling some gold, was already done before any of this happened. So those are just transactions that were already going on. I don't have a lot in the stock market. I know a lot of people do. I'm pretty leery of where the stock market's going to go. To me, it looks like it's been in the melt up phase. And I do think we're going to have some crazy days between the election and the time the next president takes over. I think we're going to see some really crazy stuff happen in between there. So right now, I think this is a good opportunity to take a breath and kind of understand what your feelings were when you found out the market had gone down, that gold and silver had gone down, or crypto if you hold that, and be able to understand what it was like. What did that feel like? What I think is coming is going to be a magnitude of 10 times that, is what I'll throw out. And so how do you prepare? If you took some hits on this, was there anything that stood up strong? At least at the moment, we haven't had a major hit to the US dollar at the moment. The dollar index, yes, but as far as purchasing power locally, no. But I don't think that's always going to be the case. I think we're still going to see a lot of issues like Andy Schectman talks about with the BRICS nations. So will we see an Operation Sandman happen? I don't know. Okay, hopefully you guys can see me okay. That Wi-Fi went down for a second there. All right, so I think we're going to see some other issues that come down the road that are going to be a lot bigger than this. So one of the things I'm going to start doing is giving you guys some more videos on how to get prepared between now and that time. I'm going to come out with some more food storage, how to make food storage on the cheap. Other places to get good food storage, you got to have food. That's the most important aspect that you can have outside of water. You can live longer without food than you can with water. But I'm going to be talking about that. We'll be getting some of those videos. We'll get some links to hopefully get some discounts. I'm going to try to see if I can find some companies that'll do some discounts if we send a bunch of people their way. And then the other thing we'll be talking about is backup power. We'll be talking about emergency kits that you can have with you. We've got people that are dealing with big, huge tropical storm on the East Coast right now. people in Florida that got hit with a, with a bigger hurricane earlier in the year too. Those kind of things happen. You want to be prepared for that. So we're going to be talking more about that in the channel over the next couple months. In addition to that, we're going to talk about gold and silver. Do we buy it? Do we sell it? Do we hold it? And I'm going to tell you guys that the smartest thing I have done is continuing to buy a little bit all the time. And when I get a good product that I don't necessarily want to hold on to for a long time, but I get it at a good price, I'll typically turn around and sell those. And I will get more money to buy more silver or more gold with it. So I do that. It does take more time to do that, guys. I don't know if I can always say that it's totally worth it or not. But I have sold a lot of 1 ounce coins that I purchased for around $1,900 for about $2,900 to $3,000 this year. So those have been pretty good, and I can take that gold, for example, and go right back into 1 ounce gold coins or fractional gold and buy it for significantly less than what I sold it for. So that can be pretty fun. All right, let's see what you guys have in the comments real quick here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm afraid I could have a hole in my pipe. We've already fixed all of our plumbing and put it to the plastic from the copper, which is unfortunate. I'd rather not run my water through plastic piping. Um, but we have some really big issues here in Southern California with the water and pinhole leaks. So here's an interesting one. Really, the silver I'm looking at the moment is constitutional. I did buy some boxes the other day that I'm going to be filling. They're not guardhouse boxes. I think they're a little bit better than those, but I've got tubes. I'll be putting my constitutional in there. I think starting on this Wednesday, if I can get the second camera set up, we're going to start a setup where I'm going to be going through some of that silver as we're talking, putting it in tubes and getting it put into my boxes. Right now, everything's just in bank bags, and I don't really know exactly how much I have. And because I accumulated different times, and I'm still working on all my ledger stuff, but on Excel. But I am continuing to buy more. So probably my favorite silver to grab right now is constitutional if you can find it. I'm finding it somewhere around $21 to $22 per face. If you can find it below that, I think that's a good deal. It'll probably move down a little bit in the next couple days here. Yep, things are tanking, and they will probably continue to slide a little bit before they start to go back up. There's a lot of pressure right now to get the Fed to do an emergency rate cut. And if the Fed does an emergency rate cut, I guarantee you that you're going to see prices go back up and people are going to feel like everything's fixed. It's not going to fix the problem, though. We just have too much money in supply right now. Also, too much debt. All right, so let's see. So that's pretty cool. Amy's got 10 ounces. Oh, I have 10 ounces if silver is coming. Okay, she's tracking 10 ounces coming in. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Could this impact the ratio? I think so. Let's see what the ratio is doing at the moment. Let me just pull it up. So first off, here's the prices. So we're seeing gold's move down a little bit, but percentage-wise, compared to what Bitcoin has done, it's hardly anything. And then silver has moved down a fair amount there. But let's look at the ratio real quick. So I would say it is already affecting the ratio. Look at that. We're at 88.52. And it got up to about 89.5 if you look at that. So it is affecting the ratio. If we go out just the last 30 days, you'll see where the ratios come up from. So when we're starting to see that ratio over 80, that's where I recommend for myself to start buying more silver. And when it starts getting close to 90, then I'm really buying more silver. So for me right now, I'm not really buying a bunch of gold. I have bought some gold, some fractional, but it's really just replacing gold that I already sold. for me, if I'm adding anything new to the stack right now, I'm looking for silver. I think there's much more upside potential to it, and it kind of fits in the strategy of what I'm going for. I love mercury dimes if you can get them when they're not totally worn. If they're really worn, then I try to avoid those a little bit. But I do think dimes are your best bet when you're getting constitutional. So I would get as many dimes as you can, then quarters, then half dollars. Let's see. Jake's Custom Parts bought some in Miami last week. That's great. Too many hobbies. That's my wife says. I've got too many hobbies. Thinks that metals will rise tomorrow. People with money want something to put into it. So you might see it move up tomorrow, but it may take a few more days. It just depends. You may see kind of a consolidation that's going on over the next couple days. So if you look at Bitcoin, for example, which will lead, it'll lead the downward and the recovery too. But I mean, you guys look at that. That is a big U-turn there very quickly. And if you look at it just in the last couple of days, it's taken a big hit down. But what I wanted to show you here is you can start to see it bouncing around a little bit. So it's kind of consolidating. It got down to 49,800 or so. So I expect silver and gold to kind of steady here, and then they're waiting to see what the Fed's going to do. So we'll see if the Fed says anything here. So I would say it is a stressful time, guys. Anytime the market makes a big move down, it's stressful. Anytime the market makes a big move up, we're all excited about it. It's hard to predict all of those things, though. So for me, for the most part, I'm holding. I may continue to be selling some of my more expensive stuff that I want to get out of so I can get more weight. And when I have extra cash that I don't need to hold into a form of cash, and I see a good buying opportunity, I'll buy too. So you get to that concept of dollar cost averaging. With silver, for me, because I have to buy it either peer-to-peer or I've got to, to buy $2,000 of it. My dollar cost averaging is usually done more at shows where I'm not having to pay the sales tax. So that's what I try to look for. It's not a daily or an every other day thing. All right, I will come back in a little bit here if I can. If not, we'll try to get another live stream set up for tomorrow for you guys. But I've got to go deal with the plumbing issue right now. So until next time, peace out. Leave me your comments down below on what you'd like me to cover, and I'll make sure I hit it in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.